Unusual for action at the South Carolina State House to spark a lawsuit. What is unusual is for a legal challenge to come from a sitting lawmaker, and that is exactly what is now before our state Supreme Court.
State House reporter Mary Green explains why a senator is now suing his colleagues and what's at stake.
When it passed this year's state budget, the South Carolina General Assembly gave itself a raise for a specific type of compensation that hasn't gone up in decades. Supporters say they needed to account for inflation and cost of living increases, but one senator argues the way they did it is illegal.
On the policy point, you'll get no pushback. It's just a matter of whether this was done through an appropriate and constitutionally proper vehicle. That's where the concern is.
The state constitution prohibits members of the General Assembly from voting to increase their own per diem pay if there isn't an election before that raise goes into effect, which is what Senator Wes Clymer argues they're doing. So he and one of his constituents sued the state to stop this compensation from going up for the first time in about 3 decades.
But in the 30 years, as the respondents have pointed out, since it's gone up, there have been 15 elections. They've had 15 opportunities to raise this.
In the budget, lawmakers raised a type of pay they receive called in-district compensation. That's a monthly payment that's flexible on what it can be used for, but is meant for legislative work outside the State House. Attorneys for the Senate President and Speaker of the House argue the constitutional ban refers to other kinds of payment lawmakers receive for doing their elected work while they're in session in Columbia. Not for this.
What the Constitution prohibits in Article 3, Section 19 is an increase in Columbia compensation.
Justices also said they're concerned about a sitting lawmaker suing his own colleagues, though his attorneys argue Senator Clymer is exercising the same right any other member of the public has.
Are we opening the door to allow a legislator who's on the losing end of a vote to now start bringing lawsuits in front of this court against their own body?
That question comes from the entire court. We view it as very problematic that a member of the General Assembly can challenge the conduct and actions taken by the body by filing actions in this court or any other court of this state.
And there is no timeline for the court to rule in this case. Reporting Columbia, Mary Green.
Meanwhile, because of earlier court action in this lawsuit, members of the General Assembly haven't received any in-district pay since June.
That includes not just the raise they voted to give themselves, but also the base pay they were adding to, which they've been receiving for decades.